This has to be the slimmest smartphone I have ever held. This is the new Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus, and honestly, this is a pretty interesting device. And not only that, it's the first time we are seeing a Pro Plus model in the Hot series. After spending some time with this device, I have to say, this isn't just another budget phone trying to look premium. It's actually doing something interesting, and here's why you should care. Remember when budget premium smartphones meant plastic phone with some shiny weird coating? Well, the Hot 50 Pro Plus kind of flips that script entirely, or to an extent. At just 6.8mm thick, this device is seriously sleek. It's the kind of phone that makes people do a double take when you pull it out in public. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Like I said earlier, this device is incredibly thin. Infinix is marketing it as the world's slimmest phone, or should I say thinnest, with a curved screen design. I must admit, it's some impressive engineering, but I'll be straight with you. A phone this thin kind of makes me a bit nervous about durability, even with the Gorilla Glass protection. If you're someone who tends to drop your phone occasionally, you would want to get a good case on this. We get the complete accessories with this device: a charging brick, a Type-C cable, Type-C wired headphones, a plastic case, and even a screen protector. That is quite generous, but it's Infinix. We always get the complete accessories. Now let's take a look at this display. We are looking at a 6.78-inch curved AMOLED 1080p screen with 120Hz refresh rate. The color profile is vibrant, and the 1300 nits of peak brightness means you can actually use this device outdoors. This display is good. The max refresh rate here makes scrolling through YouTube and other social media apps feel smooth. The color profile and deep blacks makes Netflix binges and app experience way more enjoyable than they should be on a mid-range phone. But here is something to consider. While curved screens look fantastic, they can be a bit too much with accidental touches, especially when gaming and even in use generally. But Infinix did something here. There is a feature called an edge mistouch prevention on this device. It's a way they try to manage it when it happens. It helps, but it's not perfect. There is no trade-off on the number of SIMs allowed on this device. Surprisingly, there is room for dual SIM and an external storage slot. I was going to save the camera specs for the last, but then I figured majority of people who would want to get this device would probably be more interested in the camera performance than they would other specs. So let's talk about that for a bit. We get a dual camera setup on the rear. At first, the camera specifications here might sound a bit disappointing, or it did sound disappointing to me, with a 108 megapixel on the Hot 40 Pro from the previous year. But now we get a 50 megapixel main sensor on the rear of the Hot 50 Pro Plus, and the secondary camera is just a 2 megapixel depth sensor. For some reason, I feel an ultra-wide lens for this third camera gimmick would have been a nice addition. In good lighting, you would expect decent social media worthy pictures. The colors look natural and the details are quite impressive. But for late night selfies and poorly lit pictures, it's not so great. The photos came out kind of soft and grainy. The portrait mode is either a hit or a miss. Sometimes it nails it, other times not so well. Speaking of gaming, let's talk performance. The MediaTek Helio G100 processor on this device is in the decent category. It's a 6nm chip that will handle anything from daily multitasking to light and heavy gaming just fine. The gaming performance on this device makes it feel like the G100 is more optimized for graphic intensive games. The Hot 50 Pro is lighter than your regular gaming device. It offers an almost flawless gameplay. You can play high graphic games like Warzone Mobile, Genshin Impact and the likes without restrictions, aside adjusting the settings to medium or low for a better overall gameplay. But in my experience, the curved screen here puts it at a disadvantage, especially for long gaming sessions. Even though overheating was minimal and the lightweight of this device makes it comfortable to hold, this slim design means there is less room for thermal management, something to keep in mind if you're planning heavy and long gaming sessions. If you are expecting flagship performance on this device, this isn't it. But come on, for the price this is going for, it is an overkill. However, what is interesting is their focus on long-term performance. Like they always indicate on their devices, they are claiming a 5-year fluency certification for these devices, which is pretty bold. Memory-wise, you're looking at either 128GB or 256GB storage with 8GB of RAM. They've also included expandable storage slots up to 1TB. Some nice additions include the under-display fingerprint sensor. This works about right, and the dual speakers which sound pretty good. They are loud and clear enough and great for gaming and playing audios hands-free. They are shipping this device with XOS 14.5 based on Android 14, and Infinix promises an upgrade to Android 15 and 24 months of security patches. That's okay, but not great compared to other competitors offering 2 to 3 years OS update. I think this year Infinix is going heavy on software performance, but let me talk about something that bothers me: the call recording feature on this device. While call recording can be useful, but the way it's done here is concerning. There is no notification to let the other person know they are being recorded. Some brands might do this too, but it's still not okay from a privacy standpoint. They really should work towards including a proper notification system. The software situation here is okay. Apps open quickly and switching between them is smooth. Though I have to say, the first thing I did was spend a couple of minutes deleting bloatwares. I wonder why phone manufacturers think we need so many random apps. We get the dynamic bar feature here. They've included some interesting AI features like AI eraser for removing objects from photos, AI wallpaper generator, and AI cutout, just like on the iPhone. You can turn your pictures into memes or stickers by just holding on them. Another software feature that caught my attention is the dual floating windows. This takes multitasking to another level. There is an IP54 rating on this device, meaning it's flash resistant, but don't take it for a bat. The battery situation is what we expect of a device in this category: a 5000 milliamp and 33 watts fast charging. This lasted about 8 hours on active screen time. The good news here is Infinix claims it maintains 80% capacity even after 4 years of use, which is double the industry standard. The less good news is a 33 watts charging isn't particularly fast in today's standards, especially compared to some competitors offering 45 watts or higher. After using the smartphone, I can say the Hot 50 Pro Plus is trying to carve out its own niche with its ultra slim design and long-term durability promises. For slightly above $160, not only does this device look and feel more expensive than it is, it's a phone that is actually nice to use, not just nice on paper. It looks good, feels good, and most importantly, works well where it counts. If you're after the slimmest possible phone and don't mind a few trade-offs, it might be worth considering. Just don't expect flagship killing performance here. So what do you think about this device? Let me know in the comments. One last thing, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one.